Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Moksha. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you. How are you?
I'm also good. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Okay, children, turn on the videos now. So last time, I think we have discussed the important terms and words, the receptors, the stimulus. I think the receptors also we have discussed, right? Which receptor is for what? The writing part was remaining for that topic, I guess. So today we'll be writing about the nervous system, the functions of the nervous system, the types of the nervous system, which is basically the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and the autonomous nervous system. Then the function of nervous system, about the receptors and the different types of the receptors. Receptors are very, 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 very important topic, and it's very easy topic also. So these points we will be writing now. Just let me know if my share, my screen is visible or not. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So last time we have actually done till the unicellular and multicellular. What kind of the response they will be doing. In the unicellular, it is called as sexes, whereas in the multicellular, they will have the well-developed nervous system. Now, coming to the nervous system, the next topic is nervous system. As already discussed, nervous system. So, in this chapter, children, you should know the definition of each and every point, be it easy, be it difficult. The definitions are important. So, nervous system is it is the system of connecting tissue or conducting. Conducting here means the tissues which will be carrying the impulses. So, it is a system of conducting tissues that receives the stimulus. So, what happened when they conduct when the tissues, they will be sending the stimulus, they receive them, and then they will be transmitting. Transmit mean they will be giving it, and they transmits it to other parts of the body, other parts of the body, forming a network. So one part will be getting the messages, and then that part will be sending the messages to the other part. For example, here, if I am standing here, okay, here I got some kind of the stimulus. Maybe Sumukh has said something to me, okay, in my ears, that his voice, actually his sound will be produced, right? That my ears will be able to identify that sound. So because of that sense organ, my ears will be sending that information to the spinal cord or to the brain, fine, and ultimately that brain will be giving that answer in the form of the response, and then what I'll do, I'll answer to Sumukh. So if he asks me something, I'll say yes or no, right? So that is what happens. It will be receiving the stimulus. The stimulus is what? That Sumukh said something to me was the stimulus. And then after getting that stimulus, my brain started reacting towards it because of the transmission, because of the movement. So that is what the nervous system is. So this nervous system, actually it has the three major types. So nervous system is basically divided into three major types. The first one and the major one is a central nervous system, and sometime in the paper it comes with the CNS, capital C, capital N, and S. The second one is the peripheral nervous system, which is denoted as the PNS, and the last one, it is the autonomic nervous system, and it is denoted as ANS. So these are the three different types of the nervous system: CNS, PNS, ANS. Central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and autonomic nervous system. Now here, the central nervous system, basically it will includes brain and spinal cord. So two major parts will be involved in the CNS, which are the brain and the spinal cord. In the peripheral nervous system, they will be including the nerves, actually. So they will be including the nerves which originates from, so the nerves which originates from CNS and which originates from CNS. Now, if I say the nerves which originate from CNS, it means the nerves which originates from the brain and spinal cord. So whatever the nerves, they come from the brain, and whatever the nerves comes from the spinal cord, those are included in this peripheral nervous system. And that is why those nerves are called as the peripheral nerves. Fine. So the nerves which originates from the brain and the spinal cord, those nerves are called as the peripheral nerves. And then third one, autonomic nervous system. The nerves which originates from they includes the nerves which originates from peripheral nerves and the spinal nerves, peripheral and spinal nerves. So they will have two things. They will have the nerves which will be originating from the peripheral and also which will be originating from the spinal. So in the central nervous system, it includes the brain and the spinal cord part. In the peripheral, they will be including the nerves of the brain and the spinal cord, and whereas in the autonomic, it will be including the peripheral and the spinal cord, both the nerves together. Then the next one is the functions of nervous system. Functions of nervous system. The first function is it regulates involuntary action. Children, what do you mean by involuntary action?
The actions which are not in our control.
In our control.
Very good. Which are not in our control. So action which are not controlled by our will. So we cannot control them. Like pumping of the heart, we cannot control it. Then blinking of the eyes, we cannot control it. Though we can maybe control for a second, but yes, more than that, we cannot do that. So we are not playing any important role for that. Second thing.
I mean, voluntary actions are
Tell me.
involuntary actions are controlled by the spinal cord.
Right. So we basically humans, we cannot do that. Maybe the spinal cord and the brain can control it. So it controls and coordinates voluntary muscular activities. Now here, what they are saying that it controls and coordinates the voluntary muscular activities. It means I am writing here, right? So it's a kind of a voluntary action. My muscles are able, because of my muscle, I'm able to write. You all are also writing. So that is because of the muscular activity. And voluntary means because of your will, you are writing it. And some of you are not writing, it is because of your will, right? So that is what the voluntary is. It's according to your wish, whether you want to do it or not. Sometimes you want to sleep, it's your will, right? Sometimes you want to dance, it is your will. You do not want to dance, it is not your will, right? So that is what it is. Then third point, it enables.
Ma'am, could you show the first page, ma'am?
Yeah, I'll do that. This 4 points, let me complete, then I'll show you. So it enables us to think, very important. So with the help of the nervous system, with the help of the brain, we will be able to think, we will be able to give the reasons, we will be able to justify, and then we will be able to remember. So you might be remembering that day, ma'am, she told me this thing, right? You might be remembering, ma'am was shouting that day badly. So in your school, something happened. So you remember that. Why you are remembering that? Because of your nervous system. It allows you to remember the thing. It allows you to memorize the thing. It allows you to learn them, right? So that will also be done by the nervous system. Then the next thing, it controls all reflex action. It means the actions which are happening lesser than a second, those actions are also controlled by the nervous system. And because of that, they will be protecting us from the harm. So if this reflex actions are not controlled, in that case, we might harm ourselves, right? So because of this nervous system, our body will be protected. So start writing from this first page. And from this chapter, children, the questions are coming always in the direct way only. No indirect questions they are asking. So learn them as such.
Okay, ma'am.
Done with this page, children? Sudamshu, Siddhi, Huriya, Dhriti, Ayonija, Sumukh,
Yes, ma'am.
Devya,
Yes, ma'am.
Moksha, Aryan, done?
Done, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Others also have done this page. Done?
Done, ma'am.
Done, children, with this?
Done, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next one is the receptors. Receptor definition, very, very important, and the types also are important for this. So receptors, they are what? They are the cell or group of cells. They are specialized to deduct particular stimulus. So what happened? What they will be doing? Only a particular stimulus they will be accepting it, and then on that stimulus they will be doing the initiation and to initiate the transmission. So to identify them, and then they will be transmitting them through the sense organ. Now they are, for this table you should make it. The first side is the receptors, the second is the stimulus, and the third one will be the organs. So what are the different organs involved in it? Very important, this table is also. For the receptor, the first receptor is known as the
Photoreceptor.
photoreceptor. Yes, photoreceptor. This photoreceptor, the stimulus is what? With the light, they will get activated. Okay. And then what is the organ involved? Eye. The second receptors, they are the phono phonoreceptors. The stimulus will be the sound, and where they are present, they will be working in the ear. The third receptor, they are called as the gustatory receptors. Gustatory receptor. They will be, for them, the stimulus is the taste, and the organ is tongue. Then the next one is the thigmoreceptor. Thigmoreceptor. This is for the touch. The stimulus is the touch, and the organ is the skin. And the last one, it is the olfactoreceptor, which is basically the stimulus will be the smell, and the organ will be the nose. And here in the dog, they will have the highly developed olfactoreceptor. So this question comes most of the time. Name the organism who have the highly developed olfactoreceptor. The answer is the dog. So dogs have the highly developed olfactoreceptors. So note this down.
Ma'am, can you show the next page?
Yeah. So 5 receptors: photoreceptor, phonoreceptor, gustatory receptor, thigmoreceptor, and the olfactory receptors. Gustatory receptors sometimes are also called as gustatoreceptors. Okay, so don't get confused. Gustatory and gustato both are same. Same way, olfactory receptors and olfactoreceptors both are same. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
After this, we'll be discussing the differences between the hormonal mechanism and the nervous system. Every year they are asking about this question, the differences between the nervous and the endocrine system, or we can say difference between the hormonal mechanism and the nervous system. So either they ask for the 5 marks, either they ask for the 3 marks also, and mostly they ask for the 5 marks actually. So at least for 5 marks you should write 5 points and learn them thoroughly, learn all these 5 points thoroughly. Shall we start then the next one, next topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Others? Dhairya, Rizwana, Shayan, should we start? Siddhi, Puriya, Sumok, Sudhamshu, Arav, Aryan, Ayunija. Shall we start the next one, Triti?
Yes, ma'am.
So learn these differences. The first column will be of the feature. Feature means what topic you're going to talk on. Okay, what point you're going to talk on. That is what feature here means. The second thing is about the nervous system. And the third thing is about the third column is about the endocrine system. Fine. So 3 tables you should make. The first one is about the point, what we are going to discuss about them. Then second one is about the nervous system. And the third one is about the endocrine system. Now, first point, what we are going to talk about are the signals. Fine. The signals. What kind of the signals are they carrying? So in the nervous system, the signals are carried in the form of the electrical impulse. Fine. Whereas in the endocrine, they will be carrying the signal in the form of the chemical impulses, and these chemical impulses in them it is called as the hormones. Fine. So I think Aryan, you might be remembering that I told you about this answer, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So here, what mistake you did? You have just written the electrical and chemical impulse. So you should write signals also. Okay. Either you can write here as an extra column, making there and then write signal, or else you should write under the nervous system signals carried in the form of electrical impulse. In the endocrine system, you should write signals carried in the form of the chemical impulse. Fine. So complete sentence form you should write.
Ma'am, like this, it is like this. Is it okay? Feature.
Yes, it is okay. Completely okay, actually.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. This is actually the best way to write it nowadays. Like, those
Ma'am,
2
time is
tables.
saved, no, ma'am.
Yeah, correct. That's what actually this is the best way. Earlier we used to write in the paragraph form the differences, but nowadays they have all the CBSE they themselves have asked like you should write like this. What you are talking on, and the point. That's it. Now, second thing are the speed of information. So the speed which is traveling in the nervous system or in the endocrine system, whether it is fast or it is slow. So just write the speed of information and then you have to mention fast and slow. But if you write only the fast and slow, the answer will be wrong. You should write what you are talking on, the speed of information. So information will be traveling in the slow way or in the fast way. So that is what is speed of information. The third thing is duration of effect. So whatever they are doing, the impact or the effect of it is for the long time or it is for the short time. So in the case of the nervous system, it is for the short time, short lived. Whereas in the case of the endo, it can be short or it can be for the long also. Fine. It can be short and it can be long as well. Then the next point is about the pathways, how they will be carrying it. What are the pathways for it? So in the case of the nervous system, the pathway will be, or the transmission will be by the neurons. So neurons will be carrying them. Whereas in the endocrine, what they are doing, they are transporting through the blood. So transported by blood. So those hormones will be there in the blood, and through the blood they will be getting transmitted. So that is what it is, the pathway. The next one, type of action and response. Type of action and response. So here in the case of the nervous system, it can be the voluntary or it can be the involuntary action or response. Whereas in the case of the endocrine, always it is what? Involuntary, because we cannot control the hormones. It is not under our control. Then the next one, target. So where they are basically targeting. In the nervous system, they are targeting as a localized, which means cells connected to neurons. So those cells which are connected to neuron, that is a target for them. Whereas in the endocrine system, it can be varying. It can be varying. So often distant. It means at different places they will be. So these, I think, are the 6 points now we have discussed. So all these 6 points are basically important. Out of these 6 points, you should write 5 points for 5 marks. Draw a table like this and then write it. So signals, electrical signal impulse, whereas the chemical impulse, speed of information, fast, slow, duration of effect, short, then short of the long. Then the pathway, transmission by the neurons, transportation by the blood, action, type of action and response, voluntary or involuntary, and in the case of the endocrine, it will be always involuntary. Then target, they will be targeting only the neuron, which is the localized cells, whereas in the case of the endocrine system, they will be targeting the different cells. So write down these points also. Am I clear, children? Now these are the easy differences or the comparison between the endocrine and the nervous system. Am I clear, Huria, Dhriti, Ayoneja, Sumukh, Sudhamshu, Moksha, Darya,
Yes, ma'am.
Aryan, Siddhi,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Rizwana? And as already mentioned,
Yes,
from this chapter, always direct question comes. So directly they will be asking you to write the 5 points. And if they ask you to write, give you the statement and to write in the paragraph, don't write in the paragraph, write in the differences form only. Right? So they can say you maybe, they can give you a scenario and they can say, to write a paragraph about the nervous system and the endocrine system, don't write the paragraph, write in the tabular form. And if they give you the comparison, in the comparison also, you should write the differences. So comparison and differences both means the same. Done with this, children? Cheyenne, have you understood? Cheyenne?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you okay now? Are you fine now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Done, children, with this?
Yes, ma'am.
So any doubt you have, any one of you?
No, ma'am.
Others? Any doubt do you have?
No.
So children, I think you are all are aware that we have created a separate group for the study material, right? So are you making use of those materials, whatever are being shared in the group?
Yes, ma'am.
Only one,
Ma'am,
yes.
they're
What
very
about
helpful.
others?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, exams are
Take
going on.
use. Okay, exams are going on. No problem. See, for the exams and only we are sharing those, the things. And if in case you have something else to ask for, you can just drop me a personal message, ma'am. I need for this chapter. We'll do it. Okay, be it notes or be it like any other kind of the things. And I think today I have shared the practice test, right, of the chapter maths, I guess, to solve them. And these will be really, really helpful for your board exams. And don't solve by seeing them. Okay, first you revise a chapter and then solve it, so that you will get the confidence, like how much you are aware and where you need to work on. Fine. So this is the best way you can improve yourself in the different aspect for your board exams. Fine. And in the upcoming days also, I'll be sharing the social studies material also, the test papers and other things. So just keep a track on daily basis. And if you have printer at your home, just take the printout of all those papers and keep it, so that in the future also, like during exam time, quickly you can revise the particular things and all. All right. Okay, children, that's it for today.